Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome to my channel. So in these very tough times, post-COVID and now the Russian-Ukraine conflict has really sparked up a whole new troubles for Africa, all right? Now inflation is high, the cost of living is high, everything is pretty much high in Africa, especially in Ghana. I mean, it's crazy here in Ghana now. So we as citizens are now being accustomed to the new normal and we are all trying to find ways to save costs, all right? Like park our cars and use the taxis and the trotro. And it seems like it's not even still working, all right? We spend so much money on transport, moving from one place to the other. If you are driving your own car now, you should be expecting that actively you should be budgeting around 200 cedis or even at least 150 cedis a week on transportation alone. And if you are using the public transport, you should be expecting well around 100 cedis per week, which is huge, all right? So by necessity, I've used all the major transport avenues. I've used road, I've used air, I've used ship. What I've never used before is a train transport. I've never even come close to commercial transport train until now. Even though train transport have been in Ghana for a long time, according to my mom, it has been well over 70 years, but at least I got to know about this commercial train transport about 2 years ago. But I really did not care. What am I going to take train for? But with this new normal, I mean, where everybody's trying to save money, I decided to try the train transport, and this was my experience and impression. So I decided to move from Sekondi-Takoradi via train for the first time in my life. I mean, I'm in the harbor city, I'm in Takoradi. Whenever I think of train, I think of this. All right, because if you go to the harbor, you see train carrying manganese, bauxite and all that. All right, I mean, larger train than this, carrying all types of goods and services to the vantage point for the ship for them to load it onto the ship, then to wherever they want to take it. So I personally didn't have any high expectation. A friend told me that the train departs exactly at 7 o'clock, but you know, in Ghana, GMT, Ghana man's time, I was thinking probably no, this can't be true. Probably to be 7:30 or 7:50 or even 8 o'clock. All right, no, I think STC is always on time. I was like, hey, this is Ghana, right? I went there around 6:15 or something. I just hung around there, I looked around. I've never been to this part before, right? And guys, I was really impressed. The environment were neat. I mean, the places, I mean, everything was in control. I mean, well kept, really cool. My first impression was the environment. The train station was really cool kept, and the train station wasn't in the center of Sekondi. It's not in the center of Sekondi. It's not outskirts though, but between the small towns in Sekondi, I mean, kind of, you can even sit at the waiting room to learn or read or something, which for me was really, really cool. So by 6:30, the ticket point wasn't open. I had to still hang around. I was like, hey, I told you, right, this is Ghana. The train will leave at 8 o'clock. I was even telling a friend, like the camera guy, like the train will leave at 8 o'clock. I was like, okay, let's see. But 7:35, the guys came, all right, they were all set. People started getting their ticket. I saw a lot of people coming, people getting their ticket. I got my ticket for 2 Ghana cedis. I mean, and actually that's why I'm doing this video in the first place, because if I drove to Sekondi, it will cost me around 40 cedis to 50 cedis full, all right, to go and come back, all right. If I went there by bus or taxi, it should cost me around 20 cedis or 25 cedis to go there and come back. Thinking of paying 2 cedis, right, from Sekondi to Takoradi, about 8 miles, if I'm not mistaken, was crazy, and it's still crazy. It looks so unreal, all right. You know how much people are saving because of this, but we'll get into it. Let's look at the experience. So I got the tickets, I went to the waiting room for a while, I just looked at the place. Then around 6:40 to 6:50 we're asked to get seated. So I got into the train, found myself a good seat, and guess what, the train was literally empty. There were not so many people. I mean, looking at the compartment, the train is really huge with so many compartments, and seeing these few people was like, whoa, like what's happening? Like 2 cedi and you don't get people to patronize. What's wrong with Ghanaians? That's what I was thinking, all right. But I was like, hey, that's okay, I'm not here for the people, I'm here to just experience the train. So I started moving, and it was mind-blowing. First of all, it's fully air conditioned. Like seriously, the train is fully air conditioned. Guys, don't judge me. I told you I've never had that close experience with commercial train before. And for the fact that whenever I go to the port, I see trains like this, like train that is conveying one materials or the other. Really should, my prejudice is justified, all right, that the train wouldn't be so nice like this. But I was blown away. It was really nice, like really nice, like a standard, I mean, like a standard coach bus. For me, it was really amazing. The only disappointment at that very point was the fact that I could count the number of people in the train. I was like, whoa, what's happening? Then finally the train started moving. So we moved from one spot to the other. Then all of a sudden the train became almost full. Like people started coming. I was like, so I realized that I think the starting point do not pick a lot of people, or there are not a lot of people picking it from that point. People begin to pick it as they move from one stage to the stage. It has about 5 stops or 5 stopovers, and the first stop, the train was, I mean, full already. All right, so they move to another spot or another stopover. People alight and others get on board. All right, something like a regular bus. So that idea that people were not patronizing were immediately quashed. I was like, whoa. Like, then I began to think, looking at these kids, women, mothers, and all that. I mean, thinking about the fact that they are saving a lot of money in this very tough time. For me, I felt really amazed. I began to appreciate the government who really revived this whole train system. I mean, I started having some appreciation for, I mean, great appreciation for whoever saw into this vision and revived this whole thing. Like, it was really cool. So that was actually my second impression. My third impression was announcement. So you see, when the train moved from one point and getting to another stopover, there will be an announcement.
Make sure you take all your belongings when leaving the train.
First, it will be in English that we are moving to this destination, and that you make sure that you gather your belongings, you pick all your belongings, and make sure you don't leave everything behind and all that. All right. So when it says that in English, then it repeats again in Fanti or Twi or Akan language. All right. So if you are a foreigner, you definitely would understand what's going on. If you're local, you surely would also understand what's going on. So if you are not French or Spanish speaking person, then I'm sure you should be fine. So that was my third impression. Third impression was the signpost. I mean, it was really cool. I think the whole train system, revamping or reviving the whole thing was well thought through. All right, so at almost every vantage point, they have a location stand or sign or post or whatever. Right, so when you move to this place, they'll say we are now here. You see the sign there, we are this place. It's made of concrete. Really cool stuff. It's made of concrete. All right, so it's made of concrete. So me, as a person who've never used this kind of service before, and you know, the train doesn't use the regular routes. It uses bushes and other places. I mean, some routes that I've never had an experience. I mean, I've never been moved through those kind of spaces before. So seeing we are at this point, we are at that point, we are moving here was super cool for me. It was really thought through. I mean, it should be normal, but I was really impressed that the thing was really thought through. So I could know some place I'd never even heard of in Sekondi-Takoradi. I never even knew it existed. I would hear these names like, whoa, so this place is called that. So this place is called this or that and all that. It was really cool for me. All right. And my fourth if not first impression, was the fact that they created a lot of stopovers at places that at some places that you couldn't even see the town. All right, they created so many spots over. They created so many spots. They created so many stopover. About 5 of them from Sekondi-Takoradi. All right, so some place we didn't even see, but all you see is a stopover. I mean, like you see, there's a route probably that people pass through to use the train, but the train passes through and all that, passes through so many places, not in the city. I mean, through towns and some like Lungu area, we call Lungu area. I mean, routes that you never even knew it existed. I mean, and route that you never even knew it existed. Right? And you could see some posts, you could see some stuff over people picking it. I mean, it was super cool experience for me. It was super cool experience. But my fifth impression, which is also personal, was the view for me. I mean, is the view. I mean, like I was sitting by the window and I was just looking at the places. I was just enjoying the morning ride, the morning train. I mean, my first experience in train, and like we would be going through bushes, we would see trees, we see shanty towns and villages and all that. So it was really cool. Like in Ghana now, we are cutting all the trees and we are just burning all the grasses. So to move at a point through routes where you could see all green grass, all green and trees was really a morning therapy. All right. And my final impression was the time. I mean, the train took off from the destination exactly at 7 o'clock, and by 7:20 we were at the final destination. Fast and super crazy, right? Because at that rush hour where there is crazy traffic between 7 o'clock and 8, between 7 o'clock and 9, moving by taxi or by road to Sekondi would take you about 1 hour, all right, if not more. So to move from Sekondi-Takoradi with about 5 stopover, and at every point it waits for about, let's say, 3 or 4, 5 minutes before it moves, and to get to our destination at this very time was for me like crazy. Was super cool, was super great, was super crazy. So guys, to sum it up, this is what I think Africa we need. We need to appreciate these small things, all right? We would never, some of us wouldn't have appreciated this kind of stuff. I mean, train service. Knowing that people are now saving a lot of money because of train transport, for me was amazing. So imagine moving from Liberia through Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo, Benin to Nigeria, and paying way less. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be super cool? Right now, I know Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Ivory Coast have a deal. They are constructing a network of train rails. They are trying to network the train transport across these places where you can move from Liberia, or Ivory Coast to Nigeria via train. That is super cool. Taking bus from Ghana to Nigeria will take you about, let's say, 14 hours. Accra to Lagos will take you about 14 hours. All right, now with train, with my experience, I should think that it should take you to half the journey, half it, if not even further, bring it down further, but basically it will definitely half it. And consider the fact that you pay way less if moving from Sekondi-Takoradi, which should have cost me 40 cedis if I drove myself, which would have cost me around 25 cedis if I used any kind of road transport apart from train, and I'm paying only 2 cedis, which means like from Accra to Nigeria or Liberia or Ivory Coast or Togo would cost way much less. And so this is something we should do. That's something that Africans should, that's something that our leaders must also pay real attention to. If we want African integration, we should really do things that will really integrate us. Imagine going to do business in, let's say, Ivory Coast, about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I can just move from Ivory Coast to Ghana, or I can move from Ghana to Nigeria, or Ghana to Benin or Togo in minutes or in few hours, then be sure that I can come back. All right, that's something that we have to encourage, and this is super cool. It's a good thing that Ghana government has started. I know Nigerians too have started. I know Burkina Faso and Ghana are in a deal to, network. I know Ghana and I know Burkina Faso and Ghana have now signed some agreement. Actually, they have already started. All right, from Liberia or Ivory Coast to Burkina Faso. I'm not too sure, but I read about that. Some train transport projects are underway. All right, so it's cool. So guys, let me know what you think. It was a wonderful experience. Let me know what you think about Africa having a network of train transport stations or whatever. Let me know what you think. Whether you would opt for train service instead of bus or plane or whatever, if you could travel from your country to other country by train. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Please subscribe. Try to subscribe and like this video.